It's time for Mr. Fundamental!
Presented by no one.
I usually like looking beyond the box score about NBA players. But for the purpose of today's video, we're throwing that out the window, because the stats don't lie. We're still very early into the season, so these stats could change drastically. But let's look into whether these surprising stats could be sustainable. First up, Malcolm Brogdon, second in the league in assists, with just over 10 a game. A player who had never averaged more than 5 assists a game in college and the NBA, suddenly jumped from 3 assists last year to 10 this year. What makes it even better is that his turnovers are still relatively low, at just 2.5 a game. This makes me wonder whether the Bucks regret the decision to keep Bledsoe instead of Brogdon, especially with Bledsoe's early struggles, where George Hill is outperforming him. I know Bledsoe might have a better defensive impact, but Brogdon is no slouch on that end either. This new stat for Brogdon does seem sustainable, at least until Oladipo returns from injury. The next one is James Harden. His stat line is just ridiculous as a whole. First, he's taking a league-high 14 threes a game. That could be the highest in the NBA history, but only making them at a 20% clip. He's also only hitting 37% of his shot from the field as well, but his free throws is what's maintaining his 37 points per game. Although I haven't looked at the Rockets since the start of the season, this is the first time they have a poor shooting threat on the perimeter next to Harden. And could that be hindering Harden's percentages? I made a preview on what Westbrook needs to do to be effective next to Harden, so do go and check that out. Harden is too good of a player to shoot this poorly throughout the season, so his efficiency should slowly climb up. Matisse Thybulle put up some incredible defensive stats in college, averaging 3.5 steals and just over 2 blocks last season, and a college career average of 2.5 steals and almost 1.5 blocks. Coming out of the draft, everyone knew he was a defensive specialist and questioned whether he would provide enough offensively to stay on the floor. Well, his offense haven't come around, but he averaged just as many steals and blocks in under 22 minutes a game. I think this could be sustainable, especially with Embiid and Horford as defensive anchors, so Thybulle can gamble for steals and blocks as much as he wants. Anthony Davis has put up some dominant numbers, but not with the greatest efficiency. AD is a rare superstar that relies on other shot creation to create for him, and pairing him with LeBron should have worked wonders for his efficiency. But that's the thing, the Lakers only have LeBron as a playmaker right now, and no one else. Same as James Harden though, AD's efficiency will go up when Rondo returns, and if he plays more center. It's not a coincidence that he's posting this poor efficiency when he's playing a career high in minutes at the 4 this season. The return of Kuzma could help as well, since it could push AD to the 5. Moving on to team stats, the Orlando Magic's offensive rating. It's currently at 95.5, tied for second worst in the past decade, only ahead of the 2012 Bobcats. For a team that made the playoffs last year and largely the same roster, this is very surprising to see. 4 out of the top 5 Magic scorers last year are shooting below 40% from the field before last night's game against Denver. Again, without major additions or subtractions to the roster and coaching staff, everyone should be comfortable with their game plan and sets, unless they made some huge changes to that. I won't expect the Magic to become a great offensive team this season, but a rise in efficiency from Vucevic, Gordon, and Ross will come, and bring their offensive rating up as well. The Sacramento Kings' pace is also very surprising. For a team that was 5th in the league in pace, that just added a coach that had the Lakers ranked top 6 in pace for 3 straight years. This should have been a great pairing, and I would expect the Kings to run and lead the league in pace this season. On the contrary, they're ranked 26th in the league. This has taken Fox and Hield out of their comfort zones, and most players are posting below their career average efficiency, leading to a poor 1-5 start. The Kings won't see success unless they up their pace, so it makes sense to do that, but I don't know what the hell Luke Walton will do. 3-point shooting is the most common surprising stat, especially early in the season. KarlAnthony Towns started the season hot, posting 27 points and 12 rebounds a night. What's incredible is his 3-ball shooting. He almost doubled his volume to nearly 9 attempts per game, and hitting them at a 53% clip. Out of all the players who attempted more than 8.5 threes a game, Cat has the highest percentage and is not even close. While it's probably not sustainable, His track record indicates he has the potential to be a top 15 sniper this season, and the first ever with the size and volume. Thaddeus Young is also posting career highs in both volume and efficiency. His 3-ball comes and goes season by season, but it's more about whether he chooses to take them or not, because he has shown that he's capable of making them. I don't think this is sustainable, but it's because if the defense starts to close out on him, he'll attack the closeout more often, leading to lower volume. Efficiency-wise, I think league average or just above league average is a realistic number, but above 40% would be unlikely throughout the season. The Hornets have been on fire to start the season from deep, shooting 42% beyond the arc. They went from 18th in 3-point percentage last season to the best 3-point shooting team in the past decade without any big additions to the roster. This is fueled by Devonte Graham and PJ Washington, who are both shooting over 51% from deep. This is definitely not sustainable, since even the Warriors didn't reach that mark in the past few years, with arguably the best shooters in the NBA history. I still have more selections for surprising stat candidates, but I don't want to make this video too long, so here are some honorable mentions. RJ Barrett's 3-point percentage has been a pleasant surprise, but what's more surprising is that before the game versus the Celtics, he was shooting better from deep than at the free throw line. Matisse Thybulle is currently averaging 20 and 10 on 50, 40, 90 shooting, which is insane. Then you have the players that are coming out of nowhere like Kendrick Nunn and Devonte Graham. There's also other struggling players like Steven Adams, a legit 7-foot Aquaman, who's shooting 31% from the field. There are also random ones, like a 6'3" Eli Okobo, listed as a small forward on ESPN. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below on any other surprising stats that I might have left out or whether I should make a part 2 or not. Leave a like down below, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.